With 4 regional elections of note tomorrow, a few final thoughts on 2 races in particular. Both the gubernatorial race in New Jersey and the mayor's race in New York City are all but foregone conclusions. Garden Staters, I believe, have been given little reason to change course from the combative yet popular one laid from a political gale force known as Christie. His ambitions may lie beyond Trenton, but as his compassion and more importantly his competency showed, he was and he is the right person to lead New Jersey. Christie for New Jersey governor. In New York City, the choice is equally simple. Bill de Blasio is expected to be an overwhelming victor Tuesday night, and with good reason. His campaign message on greater equity and an end to stop and frisk has obviously resonated as his opponent's fear campaign has fallen flat. While there is an obvious unknown element to the public advocate and legitimate questions as to his abilities to be both an economic steward and an agent for social change, the time is right for a breath of fresh air, and he certainly can deliver that. For that reason, RFL endorses Bill de Blasio for New York City mayor. Let's stay in New York, and we turn to the 2 most contested races, the county executive races in Nassau and in Westchester counties. Both are as similar as they are different. On Long Island, Mr. Mangano, he inherited a difficult financial situation, but his handling has only exacerbated the problem. Promising to hold the line on tax cuts is wonderful, but his myopic focus on the issue is the definition of penny wise and pound foolish. His mismanagement led the State Control Board to take the unprecedented step of assuming authority over the county's finances, and if that wasn't embarrassing enough, they predict with all his budget shenanigans, things will get worse before they get better. Nassau deserves better, and they got it before with Tom Suozzi, and will again if they give him his old job back tomorrow night. His track record says he will reside in the real world when it comes to county finances and will, as he did a decade ago, administer the tough medicine to register needed credibility. RFL endorses Tom Suozzi for Nassau County Executive. Finally, we end in Westchester. 4 years ago, I endorsed Rob Astorino with the hope that the Republican would breathe transparency and energy into a county choking on the highest property taxes in the nation, an exodus of business, and an embarrassing federal suit over housing discrimination. It was time for fresh blood, and he promised a new atmosphere that was overdue. That promise and the delivery, however, have proven to be 2 very different things. That embarrassing lawsuit has impossibly multiplied under his leadership in both the black eye it's given our reputation and the millions, if not tens of millions, it may cost us the longer that he fights his Don Quixote battle against the federal government. He can't win, and every day he refuses to accept that reality, the worse it gets for a county he claims is already short on funds. Mr. Astorino kept his word on property taxes, but at what price? The golden apple, as Westchester is known, has become a rotten deal for those who can afford it least. In the last 4 years, child care services, mental health clinics, planning, and Section 8 vouchers have taken a beating. Another thing that has taken a beating during the campaign has been the truth, with the current executive resorting to some fuzzy math to explain away numbers that just don't add up and justify attacks on his challenger that don't hold water. That challenger is Noam Bramson, and while he doesn't have Rob's charm and smile, he has what Westchester needs more now, and that is a plan for all its residents, and he promises to take the only logical approach with the feds, and that's to take our medicine and negotiate the best possible deal instead of daring them to impose harsher sanctions. He also promises to get the county's books in order, not on the backs of the sick single mothers and those trying to put a roof over their heads. It's an approach I thought we were getting 4 years ago. It is an approach long overdue. RFL endorses Noam Bramson for Westchester County Executive. When we come back, we'll wrap things up.